passport boys, aka these men that are leaving the country to find their wives or to find women that they feel like are more traditional than American women. First comment, get a fucking grip. Like, are you guys really being fucking for real? The fact of the matter is the average woman does not even require that much. As a woman in America, why in 2022 would I settle for a man that expects me to basically be a slave and maid? So, I mean, I see why y'all gotta go overseas to sell the bullshit to other women, but another thing you're missing and point you're missing is you need money. Like, it's gonna take time, energy, and...
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of today's videos. In this video, we'll be discussing the level of frustration and contempt that modern women display towards passport brothers, and also how men in feminist-dominated countries, especially US and UK, have been putting up with these women even though they shouldn't. But before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. Now, let's get right into it.
I've been seeing a lot of these passport bros video going around where American women are getting kind of upset that men are leaving America to find their woman. They go to places where women speak a little English, no education whatsoever. However, that's not the reason. The reason why men do that is because the women out there are loving, caring, nourishing, feminine, and the food top notch. So it's like essentially what a man want. I'm Chinese, I'm from Hong Kong. We do shit on men a lot. We are bossy. However, we do been praising them when they're being an excellent man. Versus, I've seen a lots of women in America, they will be like, as he should. You see the difference? Like, that's just very ungrateful. Men are really easy to please. Just give him his time and space. Be his peace of mind instead of a headache when he come home. Respect him. Appreciate him. Let him lead. Trust him. Believe in him. I'm very traditional. And maybe some women are not like that and they don't like that, which is fine. Do whatever that works well for you. And what I've been doing has been working very, very well for me. That's why I'm just, sharing a little secret. It's so simple, but it seems like a lot of women don't understand that. Don't get me wrong, you can be an excellent woman and once in a while you still run into some assholes, right? So, again, go where you're respected. If it's not working out, leave and go where you're respected. And keep doing you. Be a good woman. You will find a man, for sure.
The truth is, all these bad qualities do not only apply to women in the US, they generally apply to women in all the Western feminist-dominated countries, especially the US and UK. Now here's my take. It's not that American women don't know why they're losing their men to foreign women, they actually understand the reason, but the problem is that feminism has brainwashed them into believing that carrying out those traditional gender roles as a woman makes them a slave and that they don't need men and therefore shouldn't prioritize relationships. But still, they are infuriated that men are traveling to places where they are respected, needed, and appreciated to get relationships.
What's an opinion you have that might piss some people off?
What this passport bro movement made me realize more than anything is that American men, for the longest time, had ridiculously low standards. I mean, definitely low in comparison to foreign men because, at least, for the most part, single moms and OnlyFans girls aren't getting married and in relationships en masse like that, even though some of them do. But it just goes to show you how the expectation of American men in society is to settle for any type of garbage that comes their way because questions like, so, would you date an OnlyFans model? Is actually a legitimate question or considered not a stupid question in this society. Where I'm from, a woman wouldn't be stupid enough to ask that question because that's common sense. Nobody in my country asks why you wouldn't marry a sex worker. That's not a discussion or something that anyone asks. Or no one calls you judgmental for not wanting to do that because it's common sense. You don't do that. I mean, even the bare minimum of cooking and cleaning when they are a stay-at-home wife is something that's amazing in America, but it's the standard pretty much everywhere else. And the thing is, even though I've heard the question before, why wouldn't you marry a sex worker online? I had to bring it up again because I got this question asked to me by a pretty decent female friend. We, I guess, talk about different subjects from time to time, but she's an okay individual. But she asked me that question, and I realized that even though I've heard it before, the question sounds even dumber when asked to you in person. That's about as stupid as asking, why wouldn't you trust a serial killer to watch your kids? Why wouldn't you stick your hand in a wasp nest? Why wouldn't you put your hand on a burning stove? It's just one of those questions where it's almost sounds rhetorical, but they're serious when they're asking. And that's why it's no surprise that American women, especially women of the melanated demographic, hate the passport bros so much because the bar is going to rise. Because if American men start having standards even half of what foreign men do, that will cancel out at least 95% of American women for being marriageable. And they know it too because, look, they know that one, not only are foreign men not coming to America to wife them up, and the stats say a lot of them, or an increasing number of them, are going to die alone as cat ladies by 2050, but they know they can't carry their mess from America to more patriarchal countries. If American men won't tolerate it, why would they?
This gentleman said it all. This modern-day culture has tried to manipulate society into believing that having standards is a right only reserved for women, but men should accept women as they come, whether damaged or not. Thus, this has led to women being more entitled than they should be. Take, for instance, when he talked about single mothers and adult content creators demanding an explanation as to why most men do not desire them for a long-term relationship. This shows the level of shamelessness that modern-day culture has cultivated in Western society. But this does not apply to foreign countries that have not allowed feminism to penetrate and deteriorate their society.
My take on the passport boys, aka these men that are leaving the country to find their wives or to find women that they feel like are more traditional than American women. First comment, get a fucking grip. Like, are you guys really being fucking for real? The fact of the matter is the average woman does not even require that much. As a woman in America, why in 2022 would I settle for a man that expects me to basically be a slave and maid? So, I see why y'all gotta go overseas to sell the bullshit to other women, but another thing you're missing is you need money. Like, it's gonna take time, energy, and money that y'all can't even give to women that live here in your own culture. You guys are delusional. It's giving you need to be in a mental health facility. Because instead of being introspective and looking at your actions, what you're doing that's maybe not working out in your favor, y'all would rather, go to another country and just continue the toxicity.
If this is not proof that women are getting desperate, then I don't know what is. Yeah, she was right when she said money is needed in order to pursue relationships in other foreign countries. But in case you don't know, you don't need as much as she's making it seem. This is because the cost of living in other countries is not as high as that of the U.S. Now, even if that's the case, which it's not, would you rather spend your money on an ungrateful woman who will disrespect you afterward, or a woman who will respect and appreciate you for it? Well, I hope the latter is your answer, for the sake of masculinity.
A few moments later.
I don't know. I feel like everything black women do is a problem. I don't feel safe, protected, loved around my own men of my race, and it hurts. Because black women go so hard for y'all. We go so hard for black men. And they just never do the same for us. And I'm tired. Some of the comments I read were so hateful. And racist. Like, the white man doesn't even have to do the job for you because black men do the job of white supremacy for them. I've never been called ugly, unattractive, ghetto, and just all the negative things that people say about black women by anyone other than black men. And you know what? I'm sick and tired of y'all bullying us. I'm sick and tired of us being quiet. And y'all just wonder why we are quote-unquote angry. We're not angry. We're fucking tired.
Of course not. Black women are not being bullied by anyone. Instead, They're just experiencing the repercussions, the consequences of their bad choices.
And get straight into it. This is another case of black women not minding their business. Y'all didn't care about meal order bribes until black men happened to make it popular. But of course you feel entitled to being a BBC commander when something no longer benefits you. Although these are the same men that you said you didn't want, didn't need, and they are broke. I'm gonna be honest, going overseas to travel frequently and live does not equate to broke. But then again, this just simply speaks to the delusion and hypocrisy of women. These men have been very clear in their message. They said time and time again they want a wife, someone they can build with, start their family with, someone they can create a legacy with. What y'all heard was they wanted someone that they can control. Y'all minimize being a wife simply down to being a slave, even so much as telling those other women overseas that they're uneducated and practicing sex tourism. And in turn, a lot of y'all have took your degree and traded it in for an OnlyFans profile. Nobody said anything when women were going to Dubai. We know why you were going. Nobody said anything when women were flying state to state getting flued out. We know what you were doing. Nobody said anything when Nigerian and Jamaican men needed green cards and y'all started falsifying marriage documents so you could drive your Range Rover with your red bottoms. Let's just call a spade a spade. Y'all wanted the option to go back to these men after the man that you really wanted was done dragging you through the mud.
She actually has a point in what she said. Because I remember when it was a trend that American women were being flown out by foreigners, especially Arabian rich men, and also when they'd go as far as falsifying marriage documents to get green cards for foreign men. But now the question is, where are those men now? Most of them have realized that these women are not qualified for a long-term relationship and have done what's best for themselves. But don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the reason for the Passport Brothers lifestyle is to get back at women. I believe it's because they've seen a lot in the hands of American women and have finally realized that they deserve better. As we wrap up today's video, I want to express my gratitude for your time and attention. If you found this content valuable, don't forget to show some love by smashing that like button and sharing it with anyone who might benefit. For more exciting content like this, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're always in the loop. And I'd like to hear your take on this matter. Do you think men leaving Western feminist-dominated countries for a more patriarchal country to seek relationships is a bad move? If so, what do you recommend?